Well, hello. Welcome back. More good stuff coming your way for business, personal development, clinical, I don't know, vulnerability. I tell you, got all kinds of things going on this podcast. Sometimes I think about things I'm going to talk about with you guys. And I honestly, sometimes I think, oh, I don't know what to talk about. My life is kind of boring. And then I take a step back. I'm like, oh, geez, there's nothing really boring about this. Like right now in my Seattle business, I am changing over to a new practice management software. And that I thought, oh, that'll be easy. What was I thinking? This is hard. It's hard. It's a lot. It is a lot. New scheduler, new all the things. So, for those of you who have done that, my hat is off to you because this is not easy. So, I'm right in the middle of that, right in the middle of switching over to a voice over IP phone that is pretty amazing. I will be sharing these details with you later, what I'm finding, tools of the trade, so to speak. We also are launching an app, and I'm really excited to tell you about that one. But this is my overachiever self. Like, so many people ask me, how do you get so much done? It's because I say yes to too many things like this. And then I'm working all evening and on the weekends trying to get all of it done because I don't stage it well. So that's my true confession. However, it is in my zone of genius to kind of do that. It's like how I thrive and how my brain works. And so that's actually what we're going to talk about is zone of genius today. But anyway, I've got more updates coming for you on rebuilding a practice from the ground up because that's pretty much what I've had to do in the Seattle Med Spa. And it's been good. Like I already told you, I've been through a couple of hires. I now have another hire that is just working out great. I'm looking for another one. So, it's good. But boy, I realized that the business model that I had was not working. So, I'm going to be sharing a lot more about that with you in the coming months. But first, I kind of have to get my footing. So, I want to talk to you about the EMR and the practice management software and how that has gone and what we're using and why and how it's working and not working, and also the phone system and the app. So, those are kind of some big things I've got coming your way. All right. Oh, and by the way, these are not just for med spas. These are for like any kind of health type related business, but they'll all translate into what we do on the health and wellness side. So today, I want to talk to you about your unique brilliance, or said another way, your zone of genius, or your unique superpower. You can call it lots of different things, but I want to go over a little exercise that I think would be great for you to do to kind of determine your own. And it also sort of follows on what we were talking about a few weeks ago when we were talking about doing a time audit. And I said, you want to do it for a couple of weeks. And the shortcut was to just do it for 3 days. But in that time audit, you're going to be rating yourself 1 through 5. Like, what are the things that are absolutely essential that I do, all the way down to 5, which are the things that are like, I am so not good at them. I hate them. It's not essential for me to do. And I would be okay to delegate. Those are your 5s, right? So today I want to kind of in that same vein, but what I want to do is I want to kind of turn the focus on you. I want to talk about your gifts, your strengths, what allows you to be fully you. Now, I could have sworn that I talked about this earlier, but I can't find the podcast episode for anything. So if you've heard this before, just go along with me. And if you haven't, then welcome. Here we go. So there are things about you that make you unique, obviously. But there are certain things that you do that no one else can do just like you. And you're wired that way. So for me, I am an achiever. That's my number one strength. If you've never taken the Clifton Strengths test from Gallup, I highly recommend it. It's $20 for the test. It is worth every penny. They will give you your top 5 strengths. Don't worry about the rest of them. I took the bigger test and I don't know that it really made that much difference, but you want to know your top 5 strengths. That's going to help you so much be able to, understand how you're wired. My number one strength is an achiever. I am an achiever. If you don't have something in front of me for me to work toward, I will go make something happen because I need to be achieving. It's just how I'm wired. So when people ask me, like, how do you get so much done? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I do. I just do. It's because it's how I'm wired. That doesn't make me a superstar or make me have any super ninja powers, so to speak. It's just how I'm wired. So the Clifton Strengths, and I'll put the link in the show notes, but the Clifton Strengths test is really good at helping you be able to find what you're uniquely good at. But one of the ways that you're going to know is that the things that you're really good at, your unique brilliance or your ninja superpower, are the things that come easy for you. Things that where someone would say, like they would say to me, how do you get so much done? I don't know. If I were to ask you, I mean, how do you do X? What's that question that people ask you? How do you know where to put your fingers on my back? How do you just know what I'm feeling or thinking? How do you just know how to put that together? Whatever it is. But that's what is your unique brilliance. That's your zone or area of genius. And it's a gift. It's just a gift. It's how you're wired. It's what your DNA is. It's the gift you were given at birth. And you can't make it go away. If you took the achiever out of me, I think I would rather die because it's just my number one top thing. It's just how I'm wired. But on the flip side, there are things that you are not awesome at. For me, I'm not good at like organizing things. I'm not good with color. Like I have a solid yellow shirt on today, and solids make me feel safe because I know yellow will go with black or yellow will go with tan. But that's about the extent of my combination ability with yellow. My daughter, on the other hand, is just amazing with color. She sees things. Oh, don't you see that purple in that? Like, what purple? That's yellow. What? She sees the depth of the color within the color. And I can't understand that. That's one of her unique brilliances, right? That's her thing. That's how her brain works. So for me, if you take me shopping for clothes, I'm going to be in a heap crying on the floor because you start pairing things saying, this looks good with this. Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. If you say to me, we're going to organize the folders in your computer and we're going to make them all make sense, that would make me so happy. But if you said to me, you have to do it, I wouldn't do it. So if you look on my computer, it's a hot mess. I can't find things most of the time. I don't know where it's organized. Organization is not my strength. It's not. So guess what I've done? To compensate for that, I know that that's my weakness. So I hire people on the team in the company. Remember, I'm responsible as the CEO for what happens, the viability of the business. I hire people who have organization as their strength, their unique genius, their unique brilliance. So that when I say, could you help me fix all the messy folders on my computer? They're like, oh, yes, I can't wait. It's like someone who loves to organize. You think, how do you do that? How do you like look at a space or interior design? How do you look at a space and you go, oh, that should go there, that should go there? I'm in awe of that. But it does not come naturally to me at all. So what we're going to do is talk about today, how do you figure those things out? So what I want you to do is I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to draw it into just 4 boxes, okay? This is an exercise that we do actually inside Clinical Business Academy as well. So if you're in CBA, this is in your resources section under Unique Brilliance worksheet. So you can, though, just get a white piece of paper, draw 4 boxes, line down the middle, line across the middle. And box number 1 are the things that come super easy for you. They're the things that you have passion for, that light you up, the things that you would do for free all day long. What is that thing? For me, I could work on a project and I could work on it until my eyeballs are falling out of my head at the end of the day. And I would be so happy. I could not eat all day. I would be so happy. If you just give me something to do, something that I'm passionate about, oh, I'm like a dog on a bone. I'm not going to stop chewing until that thing is gone. And if I pass out because I'm so tired, I'm going to wake up happy and go get my bone again. What is that thing for you? The thing that you would do even if you didn't get paid for it. You love it so much. That goes in quadrant number 1. So that's your upper left quadrant, right on your paper. The second quadrant is your quadrant of excellence. Okay. So just want you to write above that box, excellence. These are the things that everybody else says that you're good at, and you probably are good at them, but it doesn't make you feel super inspired, but you're good at it. For me, bookkeeping, I could do it every day, all day long. I know my way around books, profit and loss statement, a balance sheet, debits and credits and all that. I get it. Depreciation, I get it. And I could do it. And I used to do it for a living, but I don't want to. It just doesn't inspire me anymore. I've just like moved out of that phase. If I had to do that activity, I could do it for a little bit and I'd be okay. But if I had to do it for a long period of time, it would drain me. So I want you to write down the things that you can do them, but you don't have passion for it, but you're good at it. Like, you could do it. You're good at it. That's quadrant number 2. That's your upper right quadrant. Now, quadrant number 3, that's the one at the bottom left. The word I want you to write at the top is competence. These are the things that you are not good at. You're just not good at. You're okay, but they're not your favorite things. You're just kind of barely competent. It's kind of like a jack of all trades, right? It's the thing that you can do, but probably somebody else could do it a lot better, but you can. So for me, that would be maybe Canva. I mean, I can figure it out and I could go in there and create some social post, or I don't know, I could do something in there, but it does not make me happy. I'm okay at it, but it's not my strong. It's not what somebody else can do it way better than I can, but I can do it. That's what you're going to put in quadrant 3. The things that are not your favorite things, but you go, oh, I could do it, but somebody else could probably do it better. That's quadrant number 3. That's your lower left quadrant. And then the right quadrant is what Darren Hardy always calls the devil's vortex. And I kind of love that, but technically it's like your zone of incompetence. But I'll explain the devil's vortex to you in a minute. This quadrant number 4, the bottom right quadrant, this is your zone of incompetence. These are the things that you suck at. You are bad at them. So what would go in mine? I've already told you. What's going to go in mine is I'm really bad at organization. I'm not good at like having to think something through. I get the idea and I know where I want to go, but I'm not good at like the details in the middle, like step 1 and step 2 and step 3. It'll never get done. It'll never get done. I'll have the idea and it'll never get done because I don't know how to take it from idea to the finish line. I could do bits and pieces of it, but my brain doesn't work that way. So that would be a zone of incompetence. It's the thing that you have zero, literally zero natural ability. And if you never had to do it again, you would be so happy. You would be so happy in your business if you never have to do it again. And this translates too. I mean, it translates as well to personal. So let me go over them again. Your top left is your zone of genius, your unique brilliance. It's the thing that you would do all day. You could never stop talking about it. You love it so much. You would do it for free if you could, and you still feel like it's fun and you love it so much. The quadrant 2, top right box, is the things that everybody else says you're good at, but you're not really, and you are good at them, but they don't inspire you. Like you're maybe long past that, like bookkeeping for me. Quadrant 3, lower left side, those are the things that are not your strong suit. You're okay. That's your zone of competence. You're competent, but you're not excellent. So you could do them. You're okay at it, but somebody else could do them way better. And then the bottom right is your devil's vortex or your zone of incompetence. These are the things you suck at, bad. You do not do them well. And everybody, your friends, your family would say, please don't ever barbecue again because you're really bad at it. That goes in that box right there. Now, when you fill this out, what you're going to find, I want you to think about this because this is a business podcast, right? And I'm talking about business. What I want you to do is I want you to think about it from a business perspective. Now, you can do one for personal, relational, or whatever if you want. But since we're talking about business, let's stick with this. So what I want you to do is I want you to list all the things that you can think of that you do and the things that you love and the things that you hate. Think about things that your staff says to you. Think about things that your patients say to you. Think about things that other people that know you say about you in your business. So let's try and just stick this one with just business. All right. So think about all of the things that you do. Well, you write emails, you may do social posts, you may go live. So this is a complaint I hear from practitioners all the time. They're like, I know I need to go be on video and I just don't like it. Okay, what zone is it? You might be really good at it, but you don't love it. Then it's going to go in zone number 2, your top right. Or you may just be okay at it, but you're not great. It might be in zone 3. Or if you're just like really bad on, you like stutter and stammer and you just can't even get out of your own way, then it's definitely going to be in zone 4. And that's okay. There's no wrong here. All I'm trying to do is to help you kind of figure out how to leverage what you're good at and how to know what to delegate. So I said this earlier, this kind of has to do with that time audit, remember? So once you get all those things written in your boxes, which one do you think we're going to start to delegate first? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We are going to start with that devil's vortex. Box number 4, that's your lower right box. The reason is because those are the things that you A, hate to do, and B, you are not good at them. So really it's boxes 3 and 4, but 4's first. Because when you are doing things that are in that box, you are taking time away from the things in box 1 and 2 at the top, the 2 at the top, that are going to move your business forward. You need to be doing more of the activities in zone number 1, box number 1, top left, and get out of that devil's vortex in the bottom right, because those are the things that suck your energy. They drain you. They make you a really grumpy human being, right? You're just grumpy because you're not doing the things that light you up. You're doing the things that you don't do well. Now, you can hire someone to help you for maybe even just a couple hours a week. Maybe it's just writing 1 email a week, or maybe it's creating 2 or 3 social posts, or maybe it's, returning phone calls. I know some practitioners that just hate having to text patients back, or they hate returning phone calls, or they don't like checking email, or they don't want to respond to comments on social media. Fine. You can find people that will do that, and they're so happy and they love it. When you do something that you're not good at, I always think about it like this. I'm basically robbing that activity. I'm taking that from someone who's over just waiting to do it. Like my bookkeeping firm that I have. Oh, they love it when I bring them a problem. I'm like, okay, I need to know how to account for this, or I need to know how to get these numbers out of the software. Oh, they get so happy. They're just so excited because that's in their number 1 box. So when I'm doing something that I'm not good at, I'm probably the highest paid, worst at it. Like bookkeeping. I can do it, but I don't love it. And if I took my hourly rate, what bookkeeper in the world is going to get paid that? Like, that's a dumb use of my time. And the same for you. So those things that are in your bottom 2 boxes, especially that lower right box, you want to get rid of those as fast as you can. You want to think of that like the devil, like a hot potato, however you want to think about it, but you got to figure out a way, friend, to get rid of that fast, because it's sucking your energy, draining you. You're not good at it, and you're wasting so much money, and you're wasting resources. You're wasting your own time doing something that someone else can do so much better and faster. And that leaves you then time to lean into the things that you do well, that you love to do. And most likely, those things that you do well and you love to do, those are the things that are going to generate revenue for you. So go grab your white piece of paper, make those 4 boxes, and then start working through this exercise. It is kind of a game changer. You'll start to see, like, and be really honest with yourself. Like, there's no wrong here. Be honest with yourself. You might say, oh, yeah, I really do. I'm bad at that. I'm bad at that. It's fine. Be bad at it. It's all right. No one's looking. Just write it down. And then in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, I got to find somebody to help me with that. What if you paid somebody $20 an hour to do something that took you 3 hours to do, and it would took them 30 minutes to do? How often would you do that? How often would you pay somebody $10 to do something that takes you 3 hours to do, and they could do it at $20 an hour, and they can do it in a half an hour. It's going to cost you $10. Have you ever thought about it like that? Because that's really what this is all about. How do we get you out of that devil's vortex? How do we get you out of that zone of incompetence and let you start bringing in someone that will be so excited to do it, to do the thing that you don't want to do, and that frees you up to go use your brain, your ninja superpower, unique brilliance, over doing the things that you do best. And we let someone else do the things that they love. It's not that we're delegating because you're better than anybody else. It's just because you're not good at it. I suck at organizing, bad. My kids laugh at me, and I can't dance either, but I like to dance. I just don't know how. I just didn't grow up in a dancing family. I can sing, that I do well, but I can't dance. So everybody's got their thing, right? In business, in personal life, relationships, parenting, marriage, all the things. So for now, for this exercise, I just want you to focus in on business, right? What are the things that you do? Every task that you do has to go in one of those 4 boxes. And what 2 boxes are you going to start to delegate right away? Yep, number 4 first, bottom right, and then the bottom left. You're going to leave those top 2 alone because those, you can do them, you can get through it, but especially you want to be leaning into box number 1, which is your zone of genius. So I hope this gives you a very practical, easy way to start to divide up the tasks that you do and give you clarity about what you can and should be delegating out to someone else. All right, friends, take care. Have an amazing week. And I'll see you next week on the Clinical Entrepreneur Podcast.